Okay, I have a question here, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, there's a lot more going on here than you're asking. I know this thing is really messed up. There's a lot of things that should be fixed in here and redone right. But I just got one thing I want to focus on for now. So I'm going to run an electric cooktop. It takes 1,300, or it's what is it? I think it's 3,000 watts total. Now I figured out the wattage that I can actually max it out if I put it on this 30 amp. I have a 30 amp breaker, so that actually would let me do the 3,000 watts, and I think I'm like 500 more watts, padding. So everything works out. The thing is before I go and hook up and I'm going to get 10 gauge wire. Well, this is where my question comes in. I'm a little confused. I'm thinking I'm going to run 10 gauge wire directly over to my wall down from here. It's not that far, and set it up. However, I noticed I got two 30 amp fuses, so I'm just picking the one, and I followed the wire. And what's really weird is it comes down, somebody put it, and it actually comes down this tube, and it actually connects to this plug. And then so they were using it as an outlet, as well as then they branched off the plug, and they actually ran it to this switch, and this is now 12 gauge wiring, right? 12 gauge, and it goes up. And if you follow it along, it just goes to one thing, which is it goes up to there, and up there, and it goes out, and it's basically just two spotlights for the driveway. So, just say it's 200 watts spotlights, okay? So why in the world did they run? First of all, I don't understand why they picked the 30 amp fuse to pick on just to run a simple outdoor light. But I also don't understand is it legal and is it safe and is it normal to run a 30 amper, start out with 10 amp, and it is definitely 10 amp because I went through the wiring, and it even says, I'm looking at the wire, it's somewhere it says 10 amp. So it's correct until it hits down here, and then it branches off to 12 gauge wire. So I'm wondering, is that the way you do it? Are you supposed to dummy it down at a plug and then it's okay? Because why doesn't this stuff overheat? Because then I'm thinking, well, at my cooktop, even though it's 3,000 watts, it doesn't require 10 gauge wiring. It looks like it's 12 gauge also. So why couldn't I just run 12 gauge to this thing and let it share to the 10 amp, or the 30 amp breaker? So anybody know what I'm talking about?
That's all, folks.